I think the public should be very confident that the industry and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission are taking the right steps to protect the reactors here in the United States relative to what we've learned in Japan. I think it's very important to avoid a rush to judgment on these things, and I think there's folks in the news media that are saying that right now. I look back on the work that I did as a commissioner of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. I was there from 1998 through 2007 and lived through 9/11 and the consequences of what happened there. And we followed, both the industry and the NRC, a very logical process. We took a look at what were the issues that happened as a result of that accident. There were issues associated with large fires and explosions. What were the methodologies that could be used to avoid those things from happening again, and work in a very measured way to implement those. So the NRC, the Department of Homeland Security, the industry, and others studied the plants. They implemented some very specific measures to improve the ways in which cooling, the spent fuel cooling pools could be reinforced, additional water given to them. Same thing with the reactor vessel, making sure that were redundant added measures beyond the NRC regulatory requirements that would allow for that water to be delivered in the event of a massive loss of capability to do that, and the electric generating capabilities. As we've seen in Japan, many of those on-site power supplies were lost. The NRC with the utilities looked at those very same issues post 9/11 and made implementing measures so that if there were the loss of those types of facilities, there would be redundancies that they could bring in from the outside and reestablish those power sources. For that reason, the reactors here in the United States are significantly safer than the counterparts in Japan, and many of the issues that we're confronted today we've looked at before. By analog, I think we're going to need to take a look at what has happened in Japan, and again, in a very methodical way, look at the lessons, what can be done to build on the work that the industry and the NRC have already conducted to provide further enhancements to make sure that public health and safety are protected. But overall, I think folks should feel confident that the NRC and the utilities have already taken steps which will avoid the kind of things we're seeing in Japan right now.